Hello and welcome back to A Foreigner and Family in the Philippines. And I am going to do a little video on our planting plans. When we picked up the truck, we got the travel pass to go in. On the way back after picking up that truck, we finally got to actually use it for something. We picked up about 400 teak seedlings and about 250 mahogany seedlings. And these teak trees and these mahogany trees are going to be used for border trees here. I ended up deciding on doing 3 rows of border trees and using like 6 meters wide and then 4 meters in between the rows on the spacing, which could be a little tight for these type of trees. However, they're border trees, so I wanted to kind of have them kind of tight and be a little natural kind of a fence, and keep it help just another level of security here with the border trees. And then we have the attemt over here, which we're going to use when we plant those. We'll probably mix some attemt with some 14 fertilizer and add maybe a little lime. I might even I'm trying to get away from like pesticides, but for just for the actual planting of them, just to give them a chance, I might add a little Pordan to that mix as well. Also, we have some more attemt over there, and a little more attemt over there, and that's for corn planting on the side, which is totally separate. I'm not even getting involved with that. It's just I want to focus on getting these border trees and getting the fruit trees planted this year, mainly bananas, with some 2 rows of various fruit trees for trimming around the banana areas. And it'll be banana and cacao, but this year I want to establish the I just got whacked in the face with that bamboo. I want to establish the banana for some shade trees down there for the cacao. It'll just be helpful to have those grown for a year, and then we'll come back in next year and add the cacao. And there are some bananas right over here down by the creek. That was some bamboo. It was really messy down there because we've used that bamboo for different things, and then you can see some more other sticks down there. I used quite a bit for some of the stick sizes because I got various meter sizes that we're doing. But that was kind of a mess down there. But we went through and burned. It doesn't kill that bamboo, but it did singe it pretty bad. It killed a couple of the bananas over there, but it really cleaned up that area. So I'm going to pause it for now. And I'm over here at one of the border areas, and this is where the border trees are going to go. These are going to actually be mahogany trees, and the red sticks are for the border trees with the 6x4 spacing. The first row there next to the fence, that is 2 meters away from the fence, and then the second row is 4 meters back, and then the third row is 4 meters back from there. And so they'll go, and they're offset, so that way, like you've got a tree there and a tree here for the first row, and for the third row and the second row, it's in between. So that will be the border trees. Will all go all the way down there and all the way down this way. And then in some areas behind the border trees, and this happens to be one of those areas, except this was a tricky area because it has a little road here that runs down, and these and then I did blue sticks behind it and those are going to be avocado trees. and I did 2 rows. I did areas, most of the other fruit trees besides the banana, which is just all the spaces kind of in between are going to be filled in with bananas. So this has the road here, and it's going to have the avocado, 1 row of avocado apparently on that side, and 1 on this side. And this is the only one where I mean, I've had to do some like quick splits, but this is one where the road runs all the way down the row in between the avocados. And then, so I've got the border trees there. Then I've got the 2 rows of the avocados, and then the hill. Then this area here will be bananas and cacao on the inside here. And I did decide on the 3 meter by 3 meter spacing for the bananas, and that's actually a little more complicated than that, because when the cacao comes in, I didn't just go each 1 row banana, 1 row cacao. It's going to be 2 rows banana, but then the way the cacao comes in, I'll do that. I'll show that later, maybe on paper, because that can be a little tricky. And then down over there, there's a little creek down there, and I had run bananas all along the creek 3 meters apart, and then behind that on one side of the creek, it's going to be 2 rows of mangosteen, and then on the other side of the creek, it's going to be 2 rows of durian. And then on the top of that or going up that hill over there, that's the same deal. It's going to be banana intercropped with cacao, and we're not planting any of the cacao this year. It's just going to be the banana, and then when the banana's established the following year, it'll provide decent shade for the cacao and help it grow better. And plus, we've got some I've got some not only soil maintenance but soil repair to do. So, and then hopefully that'll be ready. The cow will be ready for next year. But on the top of that row, there's a little road that runs across the very top of it, and I've got 2 rows of blue sticks on the one side and 2 rows of blue sticks on the other. The 2 rows of blue sticks on one side are for the lanzones, and then the other 2 rows are for rambutan. So I'm rambling on about my planting plans. I hope that laid it out a little bit. And there's more to it. Let me actually show another area real quick. Okay, I didn't make it all the way to where I'm going, but I had a little pit stop here. This is just the bamboo over here, and that little burn there really cleaned it up. So that was good, although we did burn up a couple of bananas over there. And this is that dry creek bed that kind of runs down it runs really far through there behind the bamboo. It actually runs all the way back to the trees back there, and then it goes all the way around here. There's a culvert there, and then it kind of goes back around. So we did run the bananas right along, because these the bananas produce really well. I mean, they love the moisture, and these guys have been producing. We started sacking them so the skin will look nicer on the bananas. But the blue sticks that are behind it, this is the durian side. The other side of the dry creek bed there is the mangosteen. So, and most of the fruit trees that I'm doing just happen to be 8x8 spacing so far anyway. 8x8 spacing. Actually, the guibanos were the tightest at 5x5 meter spacing. The only other thing are some citrus, which I'm looking at doing some calamansi later, but I would do 5x5 on those as well. But these durian here were actually 10x10, so that was a little, and just that extra 2 meters made it a little trickier with the sticking back here. So that was a quick pit stop. I'm actually going up to the top of the road where I said the lanzones and the rambutan are. Okay, so I made it to the top of that hill over here. This is that road that runs across the top of the hill. See how this comes in, goes around, and it does wrap around over there. to the trees over there. And then it comes down this way over there. It actually goes down to that creek bed and then up to the house all the way over there. So on this side is going to be the Lanzones. The blue sticks are for the Lanzones over here. 2 rows that run the length of the road, and then 2 rows of the Rambutan at the top of the road here that run the length. And then down here, this is going to be all the brown sticks in there, and this is actually, I know that this is some of the worst. Our soil is not the greatest on the property right now. I've got some major soil repair to do, but this is actually the worst. It's really rocky right here. But the brown sticks are for the banana. I've only did the sticks for the banana, and then we'll do the cacao next year. And then same deal. When you go all the way down here to the fence, you go to the, you've got 3 rows. I can barely see the sticks. I don't know that they'll show up on the video here, but 3 rows of border trees, the red sticks down there. And the border trees back here are going to be teak. And so then after we get past the blue sticks, which for the rambutan, I've got all these brown sticks, and these brown sticks are the banana, and they're 3 meter by 3 meter spacing. And so what I'll do here is, I'm standing in the center of the 3 meter sticks that are going down. So on this side, it's actually a 6 meter space, and then it's a 6 meter space on the other one, followed by a 3 meter. And what that's going to do is it allows for a row of cacao to be planted here, and then a row of cacao after that row of banana to be planted over there, which would be 6 meters apart. Now what it does space, then the next row of cacao over on this side ends up being, because it's got it ends up being further. I think it ends up being, this one over here they end up being not, I'm not sure if I showed that right. 9 meter spacing and then 6 meter spacing. So it just, I know what it is. You'll have a row, this row would be 6 meters from each other, but then the row from here to there would actually be 9 meters from each other. So that's what it is. I see it's a little tricky. It gets me confused sometimes even. But besides the border trees at the fence, there are a couple little areas like this, little fingers that come out, and that looks like a great little crop area down there. And that's one of the reasons I have the fence up, and to protect the border. That's kind of a big deal here, because you get a lot of folks coming in that just want to steal your crops. I've had it happen to me already, multiple things that I didn't even was aware of. The coffee berries were being stolen, the Lanzones were being stolen, jackfruits, and all kinds of things. So that's definitely an issue. And so I wanted to make sure I got those border trees up to help with that too. But down below, it looks like a great little crop area. It's one of the few flat areas on the property, but there are some blue sticks down there. So you'll see that behind this row of border trees, I do guibanos. I'm doing those because those are less sought after, less likely to be stolen. But I didn't run them directly along the fence here. They are right behind the border trees. But over on this little flat finger, I have them running across, so it leaves that open flat area available to do some type of vegetable crop. And we'll do that. I'm not even worried about that right now. I'm looking at it as more focusing on getting these fruit trees planted for now. Then after, I can look at doing some crop type things. But that's another thing. It would be, one, you're going to have various nutrients from the liquid fertilizers that I plan on, organic liquid fertilizers that I plan on using on the fruit trees coming down the slope and hitting that area. But then also the organic material from the border trees coming down. I think that these little crop areas will be very, I mean, they are kind of small, but it'll be fertile. And that's kind of what I've got going on for the start of this rainy season. And I think I've rambled on long enough, so I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.